morning, number 9. Good morning, number 9. Number 9. Good morning to the number 9. Now nobody will sign in and say good morning. They're waiting for 8 people to say good morning first. Okay. We might just switch it up. I might make it the first one. But right now it's a 9. Let's go. Good morning, number 9. Good morning. I just changed it. First person. First person. First person. First person. You can't lay in the weeds. First person to say good morning on my screen. Boop. Has anybody said good morning so far? I don't know. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people on my screen. And there we go. There's people now. I see all kinds of comments now. Let me go back. Okay, we're gonna have to just forget that because I didn't have a clue what was happening this morning. So forget the number 9s and the number 1s and all of that business. Give me a number between 1 and 10. Go. Can only answer once. Give me an answer. Give me a number between 1 and 10. You can only answer once. Go. Number between 1 and 10, you can only answer once. Go. A number between 1 and 10, please. So far, I haven't seen the number. 6 was all day yesterday. Trip and Vic. It was the number 9. That's correct. Number 9. I'd only been asking for number 9 all morning. Trippy Vicky. Trip and Vic, number 9. Trip, I'm going to offer you a slot on the board for spinning for Friday. We're going to spin this twice on Friday and give away 2 big boxes. We're going to do that, or I can send you this 5 grams of Ghost Crunchies. It's up to you, Trippin'. What do you want? Do you want to go on the board? Or do you want to pick up some Ghost Crunchies? It's 100% up to the Trip. Congratulations, Trippy Vicky. Which do you want, Trip? Fill in the blank. Do I put your name? I have to go to work. So the Ghost Crunchies. The Ghost Crunchies it will be. Send me your address, please, to the DetroitMushLab.net. And the professor will make sure that this gets sent out to you. Okay? He promises. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope it is. What's up with my hair this morning? So I have been ridiculously busy this morning before I had a chance to sit down here. And I'm not as prepared as I feel like I usually am. So bear with me today. Can you guys bear with me a little bit today? Because Pops is, I've been cleaning tubs all morning. Anybody been cleaning their tubs this morning? Luckily at the grow house, shower. That's the best way to do it. Since it's dedicated, we don't really only use the place for a grow house. You know what we do? We use the bathtub and one of those hose with spray situations. That's what we do, Carlotta. I'm in the bathroom cleaning tubs in the bathtub, right? Because don't forget, next door, there's still tree people and people trying to figure out, I can't take my tubs take more showers than me, RX. That's pretty creepy. I get it though. I can't clean them outside right now. Carlotta, no, seriously, I was cleaning. It's not a hose. It's a deal down from the shower head. Cleaning. Good morning. Is Kim Bolden here this morning? MVP here this morning? Either of those two? Are you guys doing your part to support the Mush Fest that they're going to be putting on? Ask yourself deeply, truly. Has anybody sent them $5? MVP? Has anybody sent them anything? Did you know that she's running an auction on her IG page? And it's to support the Mush Fest. I don't think that Kim and Mike are rich. I mean, rich in the spirit, but not rich in the wallet. They get by. They're doing all right. But then now they're going to throw this big old party for you guys? Even if you couldn't go, you want to go? That should be worth $5. I would reach out to MVP and say, hey, how can I please send you $5? That's all I want to give you. I don't think any of us are, right, Sharon? It wouldn't be cool. I don't hang around with rich people anymore. I tried to in the past, and they're like creepy. So, enough said for the morning. Kim's running auctions, and MVP's giving fruit away as a promotion. MVP, I'm going to talk to you on Friday or Saturday. They better be helping you. Okay? Don't disappoint yourself. Here's an opportunity to drop a $5 bill on a family member, and I believe that $5 will be worth way more than a Big Mac. Okay? I believe that should be worth way more than a big, thank you guys, Red Boy and Holly, and he'll give you a cash app if you reach out to him. Drop a 5 spot on him. That's it. Nobody's even saying go deep. Don't even try that. But imagine if there's 38 people here right now. Somebody do the math. 38 times 5. What is that? What's 38 times 5? It's 190, something like that? 190? 190? Come on, do the math. Alan, I think it's $190. I did it in my head. That's a nice little chunk. That just about pays for the plastic spoons that they have to get. Okay? Trippin says that I can even afford $5. Okay? 190 like the Everclear. I really mean this, you guys. I really mean it. Drop an 8. Drop a 5 spot on them. Okay? Hags, I was expecting you to answer first. You're like my favorite mathematician here. Every time I ask a math question, Hags is like, well, here's your answer. I think he's a human calculator. So, Kim's auctions and a little $5 donation would be more than appreciated. It'll go a long ways. Have you heard of a parable? There's this Jesus guy, not the one in Australia. Not that one. There's another one. He used to live in the land of Galilee. Can I ask you guys a question? When you read the parable of the loaves, the multiplying of the loaves and fish, when you read that, see, when I was 7, I thought, wow, this guy's a magician. He just waved a magic wand and poof, a bunch more fish and a bunch more loaves showed up. I used to think that. Like, wow, a magic trick. Later on, you know what does anybody really think it was a magic trick? Or do you think people started sharing? Do you think the people that brought a little extra brought a little, and they put a little more in the pile? And the pile started to grow and grow and grow. Do you think it was really an exercise in sharing? Do you think it was an exercise in together we can do more? Matter of fact, there might even be a baker among us. I brought the flour, you brought the yeast. Wow, we can make 5,000 loaves. I'm not sure he actually materialized the 5,000 loaves more than the people did. That's what I really believe. I think that there was probably a couple of fishermen in the deal, and they said, hey, come over here, I'll show you how to fish real quick. Next thing you know, they have 5,000 fish. Because there was one of each of them in the group. I don't think that guy literally went, poof, I'm going to make everybody a bunch of fish for free. I don't think that's the way it worked. I think everybody put in $5, and for $190, you can do a hell of a lot more than you can with 5. Give me 5 people, 5 people that agree with that. You can do more with $190 than you can with 5. Right? This stuff's so simple. So let's stop talking about it and do it. Okay? Honestly, sincerely, let's stop talking about it. Drop a 5 over there, and you are creating miracles just like some guy in Jesus in Galilee. He was no big shot. He just figured it out faster than most people. But he even had a tea show. Not me. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. He figured it out, and they took him out for it. Okay, that's all. So enough said on that situation, Pops. Why are we here? We're here for one of the reasons is to seed the Mush Fest. That's one of the reasons. It's a stone soup. Don't you love that story, Sharon? Stone soup. I'll read that story this week. It's a fantastic story. It's the exact same story as the loaves of fish. Only they didn't throw the religious curve on it. They went social consciousness with it. But why are we here? Are we here to help each other? Honestly. We're here to entertain. We're here to educate. I was talking to Miss Rose last night. By the way, Miss Rose, would you guys do me a favor? Go check out her website, IG. She's recently picked up her real estate license. And she has never, and she's super smart. She's never done anything on social media before. Never touched social media. And all of a sudden she's trying to do an IG platform, a TikTok, a YouTube. I'm like, calm down. Let's do a couple of things at a time here. And she's creating these really neat, her IG page is looking pretty good. I told her last night on the phone, I said, I'll tell the kids about you and see if I predicted that she would gain at least 20 followers today. Is there anybody here that would be willing to help me keep that prediction? Carlotta, she said that she saw you on there. You, Kim. Can we help keep my prediction for Miss Rose? Hold on. I have to find out what her IG page is. I'm trying to remember what her IG. I feel silly right now. I'll post later this morning on my IG page, her IG page, and ask you guys to go join it. And there's not much you got to do, but it builds for her a platform, and ultimately leads will come if she stays consistent. Do you know what consistent looks like? This guy right here. This September 5th. We're not very far away from that. Rose Howard, that's it, Woz. Yes. Are you already able to find her page? I promised her we'd get her 20 people. Rose Howard for real estate. Jimmy Max found it. Really? Follow her and get her a couple of extra followers and show her what the Tea Crew's made of. Okay? And ultimately what happens is it just Naturally, you'll grow if you do things naturally and correctly. Okay? And it's just a beautiful thing. I care very deeply for her, and I want to see her be successful. Just like I want everybody here to be successful. Okay? So help out the new kid in the block. Consistency. You're no good if you're not consistent. The only time we haven't been on YouTube is when I've been kicked off. 2 times now, they timed me out. 2 years ago, you're out for a week. This last month, you're out for a week. Other than that, since September 5th, 2021, 21, 22, no, 2000, 2020, 2020. 2020. Yeah, you go, she's really pretty, but she's really pretty inside too. And she's a big help for me behind the scenes, and we're business partners in a couple of areas. So helping her helps Pops. I've been doing this we'll be having an IG page. We'll be having an IG page, 3 years. 18 different iterations. They keep trying to cancel me, keep trying to make the page go away. Boop, pops right back up. I used to count my followers over there. I could care less anymore about the followers. I care about my consistency. I care that you guys know. You know, if you go look at Pop's site in the morning, there'll be something new and fresh there. May I ask you a question? Who do you think I do it for? See, we have 16-year-old kids that sit around. They don't go outside. They don't play in the fields anymore. They don't play till the street lights come on. You know what they do? They're sitting in there alone in their bedroom, posting something, and then waiting for likes to come in on their post. And then when the likes come in, oh God, that made them feel good. They got a little buzz. We're actually tracking that now likes to these teenagers are creating endorphins, dopamine. I didn't get as many. Now what happens is I didn't get as many likes as Sally, and my picture was cuter. And they're counting likes to add up to their own personal self-worth. That's not the game. The game is serve. The game is find a little new content and serve it. Who gives a damn if it's liked or not? 2 things are happening. You're being consistent to your love of self, and you're serving. Who you're serving, where it's going to serve, what's going to happen, who cares? One other example, I used this recently with you guys. Guy walking down the middle of the street, looking for nails or looking for any sharp object that's going to puncture your tire. I have a guy in my neighborhood that does that. And I thought, oh, that's the neatest thing in the whole world. He'll find some sharp little object and discard it off to the side, making sure that he doesn't know what tire he saved or what pregnant lady he made sure made it on time to the hospital. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. What matters is he's serving. He's saving someone. And it's his mindset. And then let me add this to you. I talked to him recently. Hey, buddy, it's such a neat thing that you do. He goes, you know what's a side benefit? This my doctor told me I had to walk 2 miles a day or I was going to die. I had to increase my exercise. He told me all about his stuff. Oh, so you're oh, I get it. So you're serving yourself too. And he doesn't care if anybody sees it or not. Pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Most of us, we only give when everybody can see. Oh, I give when I'm in the front of the group. The person who really counts is the one dropping a 5. That's about all I got, Mike. But I can send you 5. So we're here. We're here to help each other. We're here to educate each other. We do a good job of that. We're here to entertain each other. Boy, we laugh our tails off here. And the other third part of my plank, I was telling Rose, I have 3 reasons. To facilitate communication, to grow a community. And that's exactly what's happening in Colorado at the Mush Fest. So, I like getting emails once in a while that tell us that it's working. If you guys can get, I have to, here I go. Okay, here we go. Here goes the like silencio period. Why is Pops going silent? As he stares at the top of his screen and counts likes. I'll see you guys when you're ready. Not bad. Good job. I feel manipulated. I feel manipulative, but I don't care because somebody else out there is going to be watching this video besides you guys. There's about 70 of us on the average live. Before I started this morning, I looked at just yesterday's video, just yesterday's deal. Give me an idea of how many people you think saw it through yesterday, as of this morning. We forget, people go back and watch this or it gets fed, and I don't know how it works. Over 300. Well over 300. That means people are coming home from work. That means people are driving somewhere. People are going to take a break. It's several hundred, Hags. And I cannot get that kind of exposure for us to grow without your likes. I'm not Sally sitting in the bedroom worried about getting 7 likes and my dopamine's going up. I need those so we can grow. That's our seeds. Look how much, 374. You are the seeders. I can't push the like button, or I'd push. There's 58 people, I'd have 58 likes. But look at it. It's not just the live. We're the ones blessed enough to have the opportunity to hang out here. A lot of people getting helped. Here's an example of one. Niffer Mama. I love Niffer Mama. I love me some Niffer Mama. Did you know that she's connected with Clean Grow, Cleanie? Niffer Mama and Cleanie. Good morning, Pops. I have to share a major breakthrough with you. I got her permission to read this. I was diagnosed with Look at that, Married Michael. 81 likes for yesterday. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia over a decade ago, and I quickly learned that my biggest trigger for this pain was an allergy to cow's dairy. I went through a lot of pain and exhaustion before one of my doctors pinpointed the issue. And I never found one thing that could even take some of the pain away. When I get a flare-up, which thankfully I haven't had in a very long time until recently, my entire body hurts. Much like the flu, but worse. I also get strange tingly sensations in my fingers and hands. And my whole body is immersed in cold sweats. This sounds terrible. I know there are people out there who have it so much worse. My own mother, for example. But it's frustrating nonetheless. Feeling so helpless to this pain. B. Hendricks, is there a B. Hendricks here? I'm seeing a B. Hendricks. Have you guys sent B. Hendricks? I'll get back to this. B. Hendricks, it's commercial break. Get a chocolate donut, pull up a chair. People are gonna start giving you chocolate donuts. We will not give you a powdered donut. No. Somebody on here explain why? No powdered donuts allowed around Pops. Now we're back to the email. But it's frustrating nonetheless, feeling so helpless to this pain. Now here comes the good news. This morning, this was written yesterday. This morning, around the start of tea, Cleanie, she gave me his real name, gave me a fresh microdose and a banana, of course. I listened to tea and I dozed in and out. I woke up when you were saying goodbye to everyone, and I quickly jumped in to say goodbye myself, and I realized that my fibromyalgia pain was gone, all gone. I'm still feeling tired and the cold sweats are not gone, but the strange and uncomfortable pain from the fibro is the most definitely the hardest part to endure. I just cannot believe this. There are millions of people walking around out there suffering from this awful disease. And one tiny dose of a mushroom could change their life. Thank you, Pops, for sharing your love of mushrooms with others. You are truly changing lives. I would venture to say it's we. Let's make it a big we. And I mean that without like fake humble. When I'm fully responsible, you guys know Pops. He has no problem flexing. Or what's the word? Clouding. Nipper, that's beautiful. Thank you, doll. We're glad you, of all people, are here. She follows this up with one more email. Oh, and a shout out to CCS. This is exactly what I'm talking about. When I said we, there's we's involved in this. No Pops is doing this and that. There's big we's going on. There's we's all around going on. You guys back and forth are weeing with each other. That was the third part of what we try to do here. Educate, entertain, but no. Expedite communication, facilitate communication. Get you guys to start working with each other and with your friends and neighbors. You ready for this one, Jeff? Wee! And a shout out to CCS, who immediately got a hold of me when I found out I was having a flare-up. And he offered to send me some of his amazing reishi tincture. Pops, he's a keeper. I agree. He's a keeper. Whee! Check out that guy's tinctures too. They're over on the Detroit mushlab.net, and they're some of the best in town. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. That means so much to me. Because I know I'm educating. I know that. I know I'm educating you guys too. I know that. As you educate me. But I love the we. Knowing that we are doing what we talk about. Don't forget to send Mike $5. I think I'm going to keep reminding you guys. It's kind of fun. We have 2 spaces to give away on the board today, but as of yesterday, I know we're talking about 20th century psychoactive drugs and entheogens, etc. And I skip over this because I think everybody already knows. But let's do a quick, let's not even make it quick. Would we be anywhere in the game if it weren't for the Maria Sabina experiences with Gordon Wasson and Hoffman and the other guys that went down there, and then the work that she had done way before they even got there, and then whatever happened to her after. It's a tragic figure story, but is it something you need to know a little more about? I think so. I want to cover it again. Okay? I'd like to cover it again. I don't sanctify people, but I respect people that have a place in our legacy. And this woman certainly does. So let's talk about her a little bit. Tomorrow is the Wasson Sabina anniversary. That's interesting. I didn't even know that. How appropriate that we're spending some time talking about her. Listen to this. Remember me trying to sing it yesterday? I wasn't as good as her. Notice the whistles too. And then there's breath that's part of her chant. And I'm like, hey, I can speak Spanish. I could easily. No, Oz, it's not copyrighted. I made sure. What do you guys think of that? Oh, that's cool, RX. That's cool. You should play that for us or send it to me sometime. So, Carlotta's like, Carlotta, everyone else is, oh, that's nature. It's so wonderful, Carlotta. You know what? It kind of sucks, Bob. Okay? Leave it to Carlotta. Carlotta, no one's asking you to be an Indian chanter. Okay? RX, that would be great. Carlotta. Carlotta, I swear to God, I love Carlotta so much. You talk about pure. Exactly, CCS. She's so damn too honest. Everyone else says, oh, this is so spiritual. But personally, I don't like it that much either, Carlotta. I have to be honest, it's not my jam. Okay? No. Especially because I don't understand it. I speak Spanish, pretty decent Spanish, and I'm sitting there going, is there, it's not even Spanish she's singing. She's singing it in Mazatec. Like just some dead language. She might as well be singing it in Latin. Latin and Greek. Okay. No, that's not my jam either, to be honest with you. Okay. Thanks, Carlotta. Here we go. Let's talk about this lady a little bit. Not Carlotta. You're so damn cute. Here we go. It wasn't my thing, honestly. I like other Indian chanties a little bit more. That was a little too breathy, a little too whistly, okay, for me. But I get it. And I imagine if, don't forget, she was giving you 12 shrooms. And don't forget, she was giving them to you in pairs. They told us yesterday. You were getting a male and a female fruit, right? So I guess you got 6 boys and 6 girls you had to eat. You're getting 12. She's eating 26 of them and whistling like this, okay? The fact that she could even still whistle and sing and breathe is a pretty good thing. 26 of those bad boys she's popping. Maria Sabina Magdalena Garcia. Maria Sabina Magdalena Garcia. She was born the 22nd of July, 1894. She died the 22nd of November, 1985. She was a Mazatec Sabia, or wise woman. They would call them, in Mazatec, that was called a Sabia. In Spanish, it was called a Cuandera. Okay, we'll get there. She was considered a shaman and a poet. This right here, this chant that we just played, is considered one of her most popular poems. She, to this day, is considered one of the greatest poets in Mexico. So she would chant her poetry. She lived in Huautla de Jimenez, a town in the Sierra Mazateca, in the Mexican state of Oaxaca, in southern Mexico. Her healing sacred mushrooms ceremonies, called veladas, were based on the use of psilocybin mushrooms. Maria Sabina's veladas contributed to the popularization of indigenous Mexican rituals using entheogenic mushrooms among Westerners, though this was not her intent. She didn't plan on popularizing it in the Western culture, but it was a direct result of she was the one that they went down there and hooked up with. There were many other cuanderas down there and cuanderos, right? Spanish, if it ends in an O, it's usually a male. Ends in an A, it's usually a female, but they'll use the same word. So we have cuanderas, they're the women. For want of a better word, witch doctor, but I don't like using that word either. Medicine woman. And the cuanderos, medicine men. And there were more than just her down there. She was the one that got pointed out when Wasson and his group went down there. They're like, oh, well, go talk to the lady at the end of the road. And that's how the original hookup was. Life's a funny place. Can you imagine if Wasson had hooked up with a different cuandera or cuandero? It might be a different history outcome here. I don't know. Maria Sabina, her life and death. Okay. Maria Sabina was born outside of Huautla de Jimenez in the Sierra Mazateca toward the end of the 19th century. Though Sabina was not, she thinks she was born in 1894. Her parents were both campesinos. A campesino. I had to look that word up because I didn't know it. A campesino is a Mexican peasant. She was born in the peasant class. Her parents, her mother was Maria Concepcion, and her father was Crisanto Feliciano. It's kind of a handsome name. What's your name? I'm Cristano Feliciano. Really? Say that name again. Cristano Feliciano. Dude, that's a cool name. Her father died from an illness when she was 3 years old. And she had a younger sister named Maria Anna. Remember, she was Maria Sabina, and she had a little sister named Maria Anna. Her grandfather and great-grandfather on her father's side, that means Cristiano Feliciano's dad and grandfather, were both shamans, curanderos. They were skilled in using mushrooms to communicate with God according to their beliefs. After the death of her father, her mother moved the family into town, and Sabina grew up in the house of her maternal grandparents. So she moved in with her mom's grandparents. She died in poverty, suffering from malnutrition later in life. There's a story for that. Are we finding this interesting this morning, you guys? I know most of you already knew this, but we're sort of, it's nice to cover our tracks again, especially given somebody saying that there's the anniversary coming up today and tomorrow. Okay? Maria Sabina, I'm glad you guys are okay with this. I was going to be doing Timothy Leary, but I think Maria Sabina comes before Timothy Leary. So let's do her first. Maria Sabina's interactions with the Western world started with R. Gordon Wasson. They have been described from an indigenous perspective as a story of extraction, cultural approbation, bioprospecting, and colonization. None of those good. We went down there and we bioprospected the mushrooms off of their land. We went down there, I'm going to take your spores and I'm going to go home and I'm going to grow them. We don't have to come back down here and we don't have to spend any money on your local economy. We don't have to help you guys out become successful. We're just going to take everything for ourselves. See you later. That's bioprospecting. Cultural approbation means you're stealing part of their culture. You're a culture thief. You're reappropriating their culture. Kind of disrespectful. Extraction. Taking things that don't belong to you. Colonization. They're not talking about mycelium here. They're talking about taking it from them and growing it for yourself. That's how the indigenous people look at us for what happened. Maria Sabina was named by foreigners the first contemporary Mexican curandera to allow Westerners to participate in the healing ritual known as the Velada. Up until then, curanderos or curanderas said, no, we're not teaching the white man. this sacred ritual, this ceremony. We're not doing it. Maria Sabina said, okay, I'll do it. Right there, she broke the code. Wait till she starts taking money for it. Right there is when you break the code. As sanctified as we want to make her, she broke the code. She was the one they could pick out of the whole deal. And what'd she get for it? Carton of cigarettes. I mean, that was big money to her. But how much do you think it really cost Gordon Wasson? Yeah, we'll give the Quandera lady a couple of cartons of cigarettes and we're going to steal everything she's got. Wow. You open yourself up. Don't forget that. There were other Quanderos down there that didn't get ripped off like this. Unfortunately, they became judges when they started judging this woman. It's kind of a shame, too. That's no better than the original person that made the mistake. The judges. They're no better. She was the first to allow Westerners to participate in the healing ritual known as the Velada. Maria Sabina herself stated that she was not a Quandera, but actually a Sabia. Remember that the Sabia is a shaman versus a Quandera, who is the medicine woman. So she found a difference. She said there's the difference between a Quandera and a Sabia. And a Sabia and a Quandera are not the same practice. Before becoming a Sabia, Mother Sabina had tried Quanderoism, but she felt it was very wrong for her. She tried to be a witch woman, the medicine woman, following in her father's and grandfather's footsteps, great-grandfather. But grandfather and great-grandfather. But she said, you know what, I'm going to stick to the Velada part. All participants in the ritual ingested psilocybin mushroom as a sacrament to open the gates of the mind. The Velada is seen as a purification and a communion with the sacred. In 1955, American ethnomycologist and banker and ad man R. Gordon Wasson and his wife Valentina, a Russian pediatrician and scientist, as well as a passionate mycology enthusiast, his wife, she was a doctor, and she was super interested in mycology. I have a feeling she was the one that really dragged him down there. They visited Maria Sabina's hometown, where Gordon Wasson participated in a Velada with her. Wasson was the first outsider to take part in the Velada and to gain access to the ceremony. Wasson lied and told her that he was worried about his son back home and he wanted information about his well-being and whereabouts. This is why I need a Velada with you. Veladas were typically held, listen to this, because they were used to locate missing people and important items. Oh, well, I got you. In order to do a Velada, I have to have a missing person or a missing item. Oh, I'm missing my son. Oh, my son. That's it. My teenage slime. The Wassons collected spores of the fungus Here we go. Bio ripoff. Collected spores of the fungus, which they identified as Psilocybe mexicana, and they took them to Paris. This fungus was cultivated in Europe, Switzerland to be specific, and its primary psychoactive ingredient, psilocybin, was located and isolated in the laboratory by Swiss chemist Albert Hofmann in 1958. Wasson wrote a book about his experience of the ritual in a 1957 Life magazine article called Seeking the Magic Mushroom. He did not name, and Maria Sabina's name and location were not revealed. However, as author Michael Pollan notes, Wasson was half-hearted in his desire to protect Maria Sabina's identity. He later published 512 copies of his 2-volume book, Russia, Mushrooms and Histories, and in the second volume, he revealed her identity and location, an action which has been described as violating her consent and abusing her hospitality. So it was in the second volume of that book that the world found out that he had gone to his Avalada, and he named the person and the location. There you go. I'm trying to sell a book. You're not going to buy a book if it doesn't have if it doesn't have a bunch of interesting. I need to sell a book. The information was contained in an account of his and his wife's first velada. Young people from the United States began seeking out Maria Sabina and the magic mushroom as soon as 1962. With numerous hippies, scientists, and other people visiting the remote, isolated village of Huautla de Jimenez, many 1960s celebrities, including Bob Dylan, John Lennon, and Keith Richards, were rumored to have visited Maria Sabina. But these claims cannot be substantiated, and there's no photographic evidence or written reports. Example, people have claimed John Lennon, etc., flying in a plane to Huautla de Jimenez, but there's no landing strips there. No photographic evidence, no mention by Lennon or a biographer of Lennon, plus the fact that the Beatles as a group or individually have never been to Mexico. So all kinds of legends and BS starts growing up around, oh, John Lennon came down here and took some too, he flew in. Really? Where'd he land? Really? How come they never mentioned it in any of his biographies? How come they never, you get the idea? But why were they dropping his name? I wonder. Do you think they were dropping his name for a freebie? Their lack of respect for the sacred and traditional purposes caused Maria Sabina to say, before Wasson, nobody took the children. That's what she called the mushrooms, the children. Nobody took the children simply to find God. They were always taken to cure the sick. Did you hear that? They weren't taken to trip out and go have spiritual. They were taken to cure fibromyalgia, if that's what works. They were taken to cure anxiety and depression and PTSD and mental health. That was the original intent. What do? Oh, wow. You take a little extra, you can see God. Here we go. Let's abuse this too. I'll pick up the rest of this story tomorrow. There's more. We want to hear what happened to Maria Sabina. Okay? We want to hear what happened to her and move forward in this history of entheogen plants. There's a whole nother half of the story. And then don't forget we have MK Ultra that pops along, right? The CI is like, what? There's a drug that makes them see God? What? How can we use that? Let's do another quick reading. Oh no, let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. What year was Mother Sabina born? Go. Top 3 people to answer are going to move forward to a spin to win round. What year was Mother Sabina born? We talked about it at the beginning of class here. What year? She wasn't quite sure, but she thinks she was born. Okay, Herbie's correct. Herbie, you're moving forward. Alan, Herbie. Alan, Herbie, and Saturn. Alan, Herbie, and Saturn. Wolf. Good deal. We're going to pull out the old spin to win. RX, please don't kill me. There's a lot of you got 1894 right. Good job. But we got the first 3 were Herbie, Worby, come up, Alan, and Saturn Wolf. And the good news is, oh no, Herbie's already on the board, but if he wins, he'll be able to give his spot away to somebody. Okay? So Herbie, you're going to be number 1. Alan, number 2. Saturn Wolf, number 3. RX, please forgive me for using the old spinner. Number 2, it's Alan. Mr. Allen. Alan just earned a spot. Alan. He'll not be forgot. It's Alan. Alan gets a spin spot. Alan. Here you go, Mr. Allen. We still have one more spot to give away today. Hang in there. Okay? I kind of like the old spinner. RX makes fun of it. Okay? RX gives me, what do they call it? A complex. Gives me a spinner complex. Okay? I have a spinner complex. Let's do a quick reading. And we're going to do one more giveaway and get you guys out of here. Okay? Holly, you like the old spinner too? You guys, that old spinner? What cracks me up is I forgot that I had mounted this spinner on a tub lid. RX goes, I forgot that I had mounted that on a tub lid. What a goofball. Alan, congratulations. You guys missed the old spinner. Where we've been. Okay, we're going to do one quick reading here. And gosh darn, it's been a beautiful day already. I have been born again and again. And each time I have found something to love. Our ability to find something to love and to love again. Listen to this. This is going to be a really neat line. You have to think about it for a second. Put your thinking caps on. Put your little metaphysical, philosophical hats on. Are you ready? Our ability to find something to love and to love again for the first time. To love again for the first time. That doesn't even make sense, but it makes so much sense. Depends greatly on how we resolve and integrate where we've been before. In order for us to have the capacity to love again for the first time, we have to resolve where we've been. In other words, you got to deal with your programs. Right? We do that till we talk about that here. A great model for us exists in the chambered nautilus. That's an exquisite shell creature that lives along the ocean floor. chambered nautilus. Do you guys, excuse me while I look one up. I'm going to look up a chambered nautilus and show you a picture one. I know what it looks like in my mind's eye, but let's see. So beautiful. Okay. You guys ready? Here we go. The old chambered nautiluses. Okay. Fascinating. Yeah, Fibonacci deal. You guys are smart out there. Plus, everything in nature is actually spiral, and everything in the world, everything in the universe is actually spiral. No straight lines. So now we're talking about the chamber. A great model for us exists in the chambered nautilus. The nautilus is a deep sea form of life that inches like a soft man in a hard shell, finding his prayers along the bottom. He's this little wormy looking little guy inside this hard shell, and he's like crawling along the bottom, and he's carrying this big shell with him. First you'd say, geez, why don't you just get rid of your shell? How many people here want to get rid of their shell? Not so fast. Not so fast. Let's think about our shell if we're going to compare ourselves to the chambered nautilus. Over time, it builds a spiral shell, but he always lives in the newest chamber. That spiral shell, each one of those is a chamber. Look. Chamber, 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 chamber. But dude's living in the newest chamber. This is cool. Over time, it builds a spiral shell, but always lives in the newest chamber. The other chambers, they say, contain a gas or liquid that helps the nautilus control its buoyancy. Even here, a mute lesson in how to use the past. Live in the most recent chamber and use the others to stay afloat. Well, that is so cool. At first you're like, dude, why are you dragging that around? I'm not dragging, it's actually floating me. These chambers, my leftover chambers, are filled with liquid. They got it. Man, I'm not dragging them around. They're floating me around. I'm taking advantage of these past chambers. I don't sit around, oh, poor me, I have a past chamber. I'm like, yeah, past chamber. I'm more buoyant. Just fascinating. Can we, in this way, build strong chambers for our traumas? Not living there, but breaking our past down till it is fluid enough to help us float? Can we internalize where we've been enough to know that we no longer live there? When we can, life seems lighter. It is not by accident that the nautilus turns its slow digestion of the bottom into a body that can float. It tells us that only time can put the past in perspective, and only when the past is behind us and not before us can we be open enough and empty enough to truly feel what is about to happen. Only by living in the freshest chamber of the heart can we love again Love for the first time. I'm really liking the Nautilus Chamber guy now. That guy's pretty cool. Old Nautilus Chamber guy's pretty darn cool. Give me 5 people, 10 people, 10 people. So that was good. Don't decry your chambers. Don't decry your past. I hold on to my addiction times. I've used my time through addiction and through recovery and those chambers to float me to where I am today. So basically, there's no regrets. There's just lessons. So let's do our final giveaway. We're going to pick a number between 1 and 50. I hope you guys really liked that this morning. When I came across that, I said, this is it. Nautilus Chamber, for sure. Okay? We're going to pick numbers between 1 and 50. You can pick 3 and put them all on one line. And I'll get the first person will move forward. 3 numbers between 1 and 50, and we don't even need to go any further. Dr. Backwoods 713, you are correct, my friend. Dr. Backwoods, and he's a never winner before. 38 was the answer. He didn't even need 3 numbers to get it. He just said, Pops, it's going to be the 38. I know that. So Dr. Backwoods, Dr. Backwoods, I don't super recognize you here. Congratulations. I'm really, really glad you're here, bro. And congratulations. Dr. Backwoods, we're going to give you an opportunity, okay, to go on the spin. We can fill that spot out with your name. And then on Friday, we spin this thing, and we give away 2 really nice sized, a bunch of boxes and stuff, filled with all kinds of goodies. Doctor, you can either take that spot on the board, or you can take this pack of freeze-dried caps. These are freeze-dried, Doc. So you can either take this spot and go for a big win, or you can take this and run. So you decide which one you want to do. We've got the old freeze-dried free gift sticker, caps, or we'll put your name on the spin to win, but you have to be here on Friday to win. Take him the caps. He can't be greedy, okay? Dr. Backwoods, what I need you to do is send me, you got it. I'll be sending those caps to you, okay? Send me your address at the Detroit Mush Lab. That's all one word. The Detroit Mush Lab.net. And we'll get that sent out to you, okay? That leaves a few more spaces on the wheel for tomorrow. We're going to have to fill that out tomorrow. Pops is going to have to play a few more games. I didn't forget about mail call today. I put it off till tomorrow because I wasn't ready. I got here late this morning. I told you guys I've been cleaning tubs all morning. So I'm going to have to shoot over. How do I DM you on here? You don't on here, Married Myco. You send it to my, send any messages, any questions to the DetroitMushLab.net. When you pull up the site, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it says contact us. Push that contact and it sends me your email. You're able to email me back and forth on there. And that's how we get you fruit menus and anything else that you're looking for over there that you don't see posted. We might have it. You just have to reach out and ask us. Okay? So we have a couple of people today that'll be sending me addresses because you guys picked your prize for today. And thank you. I'll also put out, we already know Miss Rose's IG. So you guys are joining. You guys are going to jump over there and give Miss Rose a follow. And also MVP. By the end of today, he should have about $190 in his account. I hope. MVP, I hope you have a couple of bucks in there, okay? Because we're supposed to be helping each other out while we're here. You guys go have a beautiful day. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. Have a good day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll scroll you out now. CCS and cleaning. And there you go, CCS. You tell them all about it. Ego and Nerdy and Married Michael. And Married, you're welcome. And MVP and Daniel and MVP. And I'll post it. Mike Barabal and Holly and CCS and Jesus Christ in Australia. Oh, I hope you're multiplying fish over there, bro. Judged Dread and Ego and Herbie Von Werby Kebab and Ronnie Boss and Saturn and CCS and MVP and Holly and RX and Trevor. How you doing, Trev? Ego and Jolie, there's the pretty girl. Alan and Mike and Married. And Max Sloan, hi Max, and hi Benny Ben, and Big Badgie, there he is, and Mark, later dude, Nerdy, and Nipper Mom, thank you for that beautiful email and letting us share. Clean Grow and Billy T, hi Bill, Red Boy, Paige and Holly and City and D Anderson and EMT and Jimmy Max, how you doing Jimmy? Herbie and Silly Gal and Hags, pop. Higgs, you know, stay away from the coach. Laura, have a divine day. Cap Dank and Jesus Christ and Carlotta. Carlotta, let's not chant. We'll sing like country songs and stuff together. Mike, and it's all fake and free. And Daniel and Saturn and Vegas, have a wonderful day. And Grady and Justin, okay, man, Rosie. And Holly and Mushmouth, there he is, big guy. Daniel and Mark and Tiffany and Mike Brown. And MVP and CCS, and Jesus Christ, and Rostov Docmon, and Dr. Backwoods, and Mellow, and Niffy, and Dumbbud, and MDK, and Mike Barry Ball, and MVP, and Niffy, and Herbie, and A-Dog E, and It's All Fake E, and Popsy, Outie. Have a beautiful day. Pour kindness on everyone you meet.